Hello everyone, this is part 34 of What If Naruto Had Two Bloodlines, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. A couple of days later. Tsunade, how about we make a stop in this town? Naruto, what? Why? We're almost to the village. Tsunade, I don't want to sleep in the woods with wild animals and insects anymore. Can you blame me for wanting have a little comfort in my life? I agree, I would love to sleep in a nice comfy bed, plus I wouldn't mind shopping for a few souvenirs. Jiraiya, that's not such a bad idea, but is that really why you want to stay in this specific town? We've already passed a few towns in our journey, what is it that makes this town so special? Tsunade, what are you talking about? I've outgrown camping out in the woods and like to be pampered. There. Nothing wrong with that. Shizune, looks like Master Jiraiya figured it out, oh no. Then that means. Jiraiya, why don't you just admit it? You want to go and gamble. Tsunade, jumping back, that's ridiculous. Why would I admit to something like that? Jiraiya, if you do then maybe we'll stay. Shizune, no. Don't give her the okay to gamble. We may never make it to the Leaf Village. Tsunade, oh fine. I want to stay here so I can do some gambling, now let's go. Jiraiya, I don't think so, we should get to the village as soon as possible. Tsunade, oh come on. You said that we'd stay here if I admitted that I wanted to gamble. Seeing that he wasn't giving in, she decided to entice him with something else. Tsunade, wicked smile, I forgot to mention something, the hot springs here are supposed to be amazing. Jiraiya, and, what's that got to do with me? Tsunade, well, there are a lot of young beautiful women that live and visit this town. Naruto plus you, oh. Jiraiya began to show a little interest in Tsunade's words. His ears perked up and he began to blush slightly. Tsunade, the women of this town are said to use the hot springs regularly, especially the mixed baths. Jiraiya, let's go to town. Naruto, crap. Sigh, Grandpa, you're so pathetic. Jiraiya was pointing to the town while drool sped from his chops. Once they entered the town they found a suitable hotel to stay at, and before anything could be said, Tsunade and Shizune were gone. Since he was left with the youngsters, Jiraiya figured that he'd let them tag along to keep him company, at least until the young hotties arrived. When they arrived at the bathhouse, Yuki began dragging Hinata into the women's-only bath. Jiraiya, hold it, we have to make sure that we have a plan if we get separated. Either wait out here for everyone to come out or head back to the room, but make sure that you don't go alone, got it? The kids agreed and the girls went into the bath. Naruto turned to go into the men's but was stopped by Jiraiya. Jiraiya, hold it Naruto, we're not going into that one, pointing to the mixed bath, we're going in this one here, walking to it. Naruto, far. You're not serious, what if there are women in there splashing around oh, I refuse. Jiraiya, what? Why? What kind of young boy isn't interested in seeing beautiful young women at their best? I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Rubbing his hands together. Naruto, it's not that I'm not a little curious, it's that I don't want to end up like you, a big pervert. Jiraiya, you could never end up like me, my boy. I told you once before, I'm a super pervert, the biggest, greatest one of all time. Naruto just stared at the loud-mouthed pervert. Jiraiya, whatever, then, what do you plan to do? Naruto, I'll go train. Jiraiya, what did I just say? We're supposed to stick together, so. Jiraiya could hear the voices of a few females coming from the bath. Jiraiya, you know what, never mind. You're a big boy so I'm sure you can take care of yourself, just make sure you at least meet us back at the hotel. Naruto went off to start his training. Yuki and Hinata were relaxing in the bath with other women. Hinata, can I ask you something? Hinata, sure. What do you think of Naruto? Hinata, Naruto, why would you ask that? Hinata's pale skin began to turn red at the mention of Naruto, though, Yuki didn't realize because she figured it was due to the temperature of the bath. Well, I really like being around him and I've noticed that there are a lot of other women that seem to be around him a lot of the time. I don't want anyone to take him away from me. I've grown really attached to him. Hinata, could it be? Does she have feelings for Naruto? Yuki, Naruto is a nice person that will help anyone he can. He's also very interesting and when around him, it's hard not to feel good about yourself, because he'll make sure that you do. That's just the kind of person he is, so, it's no surprise that others would want to be around him. He's had a tough childhood but he still ended up the way he is. You shouldn't make a big deal about him and others and be happy that he can make someone else happy. The best you can do is, to make sure that your relationship with him remains good. That's what I try to do, because I couldn't bear to lose him. Relationship. Hinata, it's like me and my brother, Neji. At first, we didn't have the best relationship, but now we try our best to get along. I'm sure that the two of you will get along. That's it. The ones that are closer than any lovers, siblings, from now on, Naruto will be my brother. Hinata, siblings, closer than lovers. Yuki, I think you've got it wrong. Of course I don't. Love between two strangers can end, but siblings love each other forever. They practically have to love each other. Thank you for helping me with my problem, Hinata. I hope that from now on we can be the best of friends. As long as you don't try to be Naruto's sister too. Yuki jumped up and hugged Hinata. Hinata was surprised by this sudden action and didn't know what to do. She looked over to see that the other women in the bath were all staring. This made Hinata uncomfortable and she tried to get Yuki off of her. This, however, didn't work as Yuki wouldn't let go no matter how Hinata thrashed. Nearly drowning and with Yuki still attached, Hinata noticed something rubbing against her. Hinata stops. Yuki, is that? And that, you have. Oh yeah? Grandpa told me to hide it so that no one would know, it might freak someone out, especially brother Naruto. Do you want to touch it? Jiraiya had spent all day in the bath waiting for some beautiful ladies to show up, but none came. Since it was now getting late, he decided to call it quits and head to the room to see what was up with dinner. Once he got back to the room, he noticed that the girls, Tsunade and Shizune included, were just returning as well. Tsunade, Jiraiya, where have you and Naruto been? We were planning on eating together but you never showed. Jiraiya, did you already eat? The girls nodded to confirm that they did. Hinata on the other hand wouldn't even look in Jiraiya's direction. Tsunade, well, what have you and Naruto been up to? Jiraiya, Naruto isn't with me. Girls, what? Jiraiya, don't get your panties in a bunch, he told me that he was just going to do a little training. Tsunade, training. And when did he say this? No response. Well. Jiraiya, earlier when I was in the bath. Tsunade, you idiot. We have to find him. Jiraiya, don't worry, I already know where he is. We can check up on him and get a show at the same time. Jiraiya led them into his room and went out onto the balcony. There in the nearby woods was Naruto and a few more Narutos. As they watched, they noticed that it was one Naruto versus the rest. Hours later, after a long training session, it was now 1-on-3. Naruto, hey, breathing hard. You guys are supposed to be strong, I've taken you out and I've barely worked up a sweat. What say we take things to the next level and make it more interesting? The three Narutos complied and began to transform. One changed into the dragon Naruto while the other two's hair changed from blonde to red. Not backing down, Naruto charged them. He managed to slip by the two redheads but was nearly crushed by the dragon. Staying close and using the dragon as a shield, Naruto hurled ninja tools and fired multiple dragon waves at the other two. They returned the favor but were suckered into blasting the Naruto dragon. With that one out of the way, Naruto had to do his best in this handicapped situation. With them using their transformed states, Naruto knew that the clones would be faster and stronger than he was, but he wanted to test himself against them anyway. They battled it out all throughout the woods, destroying trees, boulders, and any other obstacle that got in the way as they did. It finally got to the point where Naruto knew that he had no chance of defeating the clones. A little upset by it, Naruto decided to transform as well. Now with 3 redheads, one with his hood over his head to stand out, they continued their bout. Even though the odds were against him, the real Naruto managed to push the clones to their limits. Seeing as they had no choice, the clones took it to the next level, a bad idea. Their hair turned golden and their eyes turned black, as did parts of their hair as their tails changed and their wings grew. Jiraiya, this menacing presence again, this is bad. The 2 Naruto clones were now maliciously beating and brutalizing Naruto as they pleased. It was obvious that they were just toying with him. If they ever got bored of battering him, there'd be no doubt, they'd K him. Jiraiya rushed to Naruto's aid but was quickly dismissed with a flying kick to the ribs. He got up and was gonna try again, but the real Naruto asked him not to interfere. Naruto, stay out of this. If I can't do this on my own, then I'll never be able to control this power, my power. Jiraiya smiles, fine kid, but if things look bad, I'm stepping in no matter what. Naruto, leave it to me. One of the clones flew in to deliver a kick, but Naruto jumped over him and espied a kunai in his back. The tree that the clone had just kicked toppled over, but the clone himself was still there. Naruto ran deeper into the woods to try to buy himself some time to come up with a plan. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, the other Naruto dive-bombed. Naruto noticed the attack in time to stop in place, causing the clone to instead crash into the ground. As he began to get up, Naruto found the opportunity to attack. Naruto, Dragon Wave. Naruto blew the clone away and destroyed the tree in front of him. Not too long after, the other clone appeared and took his shot at Naruto. With a swipe of his wing, Naruto was sent crashing into the base of tree. Naruto looked up to see that there were still 2 clones and they were fixated on him. Nothing he did seemed to have any effect, the clones were too strong and out of control. Then it hit him. Though he was feeling broken, Naruto willed himself up. He pulled out 3 kunai, 1 for each hand and 1 for his tail. He then charged the other 2. Once he reached them, Naruto did all he could to separate them, pushing one away and the other in another direction. Naruto hurled 2 of his kunai at the clones, temporarily stunning them. They realized what Naruto was up to as he cycled through his seals. Not wanting to be outdone, the clones did the same. All 3 reared back and paused. Naruto got lower and the clones assumed that he was trying to pick which one to focus on. The second he made his choice, it would be over for him. Naruto shifted his body to face a specific clone and they saw the opportunity they were waiting for. Both clones unleashed their attacks. Naruto's Dragon's Wrath. Naruto could see both attacks coming, one on both sides. As they reached, Naruto disappeared in between. Both attacks bypassed the other and continued on until Jiraiya, since the power he needed was unavailable to him, he turned the power the clones had against them. He made sure that they were far enough apart that they wouldn't be able to tell that they were targeting each other until it was too late. The old, my enemy's power is my power, not bad, Naruto. The clones had been destroyed and Naruto lay in the middle of the forest. He was so exhausted and in so much pain that he could hardly move. Luckily he didn't have to. Jiraiya came and helped him up to their room. When they had made it, Jiraiya placed the already sleeping Naruto on the bed. Tsunade, geez, every time I turn around this kid is in bad shape. Jiraiya, the kid still can't control his power when he goes that far, he got lucky tonight, but I'm gonna have a talk with him about it later, but for now, how about you treat him Tsunade? Tsunade, I've got a better idea. She looked over at Hinata who looked a little upset seeing Naruto in this condition. Tsunade, Hinata, why don't you take care of this one? Hinata, me. But, why? I don't know how to treat anyone that's hurt, much less someone in Naruto's condition. Tsunade, believe me, you can do it. I know you can, in fact, I'm going to start training you in medical treatment. The next day, Naruto awoke feeling better than before. There was no pain and nothing felt like it was broken anymore. Seeing that Jiraiya was still asleep, he jumped out of bed, grabbed his things, and prepared to leave. Jiraiya, hold it right there, Buster. Me and you, we have to have a little talk. Naruto, about what? Yuki woke up full of energy. After seeing the hard work Naruto had put into his training, she decided that she would do her own before they headed out. Soon after, Hinata woke up and raced across the hall. She knocked on the door and asked if she could enter and she did. She walked in just as Jiraiya and Naruto finished their talk about his use of his power. She had a worried look on her face as she entered. Naruto, what's wrong, Hinata? Hinata, I just wanted to make sure you were alright, after last night. Naruto, I feel great. As a matter of fact, I feel better than great. Grandma Tsunade must have healed me after my training. Jiraiya, actually, Hinata is the one that stayed up most of the night healing you, with Tsunade's supervision of course. Naruto, well, you healed me, Hinata. I didn't know you could do that, that's so amazing. A smile formed on her face as a knock was heard at the door before it burst open. Tsunade, there you are, Hinata, we've got a lot of work to do before we leave. We have to get started on your training. Looks across the room, how are you feeling, Naruto? Naruto, good as new. Tsunade, that's good, then that means that you have some talent, Hinata. That'll make things easier. Now, let's get a move on. Hinata quickly followed Tsunade out of the room as Shizune apologized for the intrusion. Naruto grabbed his things and left the room as well, with Jiraiya tagging along. Looking for a good place to train, Naruto and Jiraiya came upon Yuki in the middle of hers. Surprised, Naruto decided to join in. Jiraiya suggested that they participate in a little friendly sparring. Tsunade, Hinata, how did you know that you could heal Naruto, when we were fighting Orochimaru? Hinata, when I was younger, my mother showed me that she could heal others' injuries. She told me that I would be able to do it as well one day. That was before she. Tsunade, I understand, by your wings and the rings then, I could tell that you're from a certain clan. They're very strong and talented. You have great potential within you. Time skip. With all done in their tasks or plans or whatever, the group left for the Leaf Village. A couple of days later, they finally arrived at the village. Tsunade and Shizune were looking around like they had never been there before. Tsunade, this village has changed quite a bit since I remember. Wow, your village is nice, brother, a little cluttered than I remember, but nice. Hinata, you've been here before. Yeah, Grandpa and I have been all over the place, from country to country and village to village. Hinata, that's nice. Isn't it though, right, brother? Naruto, what is with you calling me brother? I like you. Naruto, confused look, you like me, but you call me brother, I'm confused. I never had a real family, for as long as I've known it's just been me and Grandpa. I've wanted a real family of my own, one that cares for me and helps me. I'm not asking to be spoiled, I just want to feel loved, that's how I feel when I'm with you. Naruto, she's just like me, you want a family, huh? Well, I'd be happy to be your brother then. He looked up and Yuki looked ready to cry. Without warning she jumped on him and pinned him, thanking him as she went along. Hinata was happy about Naruto and Yuki's moment, but she couldn't help but feel a little sad and jealous that she couldn't seem to muster up the courage to tell Naruto how she felt as well. Jiraiya, Naruto, why don't you take the girls and get something to eat? We'll catch up with you when we're done. Naruto, what are you gonna do? Jiraiya, we just have to let the village council know that the 5th Hokages arrived. After lunch, we'll meet you at the hospital. Naruto, well, alright, just don't forget. The two finally got off the ground and made their way to Ichiraku's ramen bar, with Yuki clinging tightly to Naruto along the way. Once there, Naruto scarfed down his food as quickly as he could in hopes of getting to the hospital as soon as possible. Alongside him, Yuki put away quite a few bowls of her own, leaving Hinata surprised. How could they eat so much and never get fat? Where did all that food go? Though she thought this, the number of bowls that she had eaten was a surprise to both Tsuki, the owner, and his daughter, Ayami. It wasn't that often that a girl of Hinata's age or stature, or any age or stature, ate as much as Hinata and Yuki did. Once done, Naruto dragged Yuki to the Hokage Tower with Hinata tagging along. If he knew the grown-ups, their little meeting would take forever as everyone was probably trying to catch up. Tsunade, starting today, the village is now my responsibility as 5th Hokage. The elders told a couple of Junin to announce the news to the village and the local lords. The celebration of the inauguration of the new Hokage would begin soon. Naruto, wait a minute. She has some other stuff to take care of first. Tsunade, oh, right. I completely forgot, who were they again? Jiraiya, we've already told during the trip home. It's Kakashi, his student Sasuke Uchiha, and other shinobi that were injured in the attack. They were making their way to the hospital when they ran into Shikamaru and his father, Shikaku. Shikamaru, hey, what's up Naruto? What are you doing here? Naruto, I was about to ask you the same thing. Shikamaru, we're here on business, it's a drag but somebody's gotta do it. Naruto, you have business. I didn't think a slacker like you did much of anything. Shikamaru, hey watch it. Naruto, right, anyway, we're just now headed to the hospital. Shikaku, how are you, Lady Tsunade? Master Jiraiya. Tsunade, aren't you from the Nara clan? I hope you're taking good care of your deer, their antlers make good medicine. Shikaku, yes ma'am. Tsunade, so, who's the kid? Shikaku, my son, Shikamaru. While his father and Tsunade carried on with their conversation, Shikamaru snuck up to Naruto and asked him who the young woman with the big attitude was. Naruto informed him that she was the new Hokage and that even though she looked young, she was really in her 50s. Shikamaru was shocked at this. He didn't know what to say as the group began to leave. Naruto, hey Shikamaru, let's meet up later, I'll show you my cool new jutsu. Jiraiya, stupid kid, what kind of shinobi shows off his jutsu? He said while giving Naruto a noogie. Shikamaru, so that woman's gonna be the 5th Hokage, huh? Just who is she? Shikaku, Shikamaru, she's the world's strongest and most beautiful woman. She's the kunoichi of the legendary 3. Shikamaru, I don't know about this, a woman in a position of power over an entire village. Women may act cordial and friendly while they can, but when they get the chance they can be really bossy and mean, women. Shikaku, Shikamaru, listen to me, there wouldn't be any men if there weren't any women. Men are no good without any around, even the roughest woman can be tender to the man she loves. You'll understand when you get older. Shikamaru, what is he saying? He's always getting bossed around by mom, all this coming from a whipped man that does nothing but complain about the woman that constantly terrorizes him. He's so whipped that he's too afraid to even tell the truth about how women are a pain. Pathetic. Sakura was sitting by Sasuke's hospital bed as he rested. She was beginning to worry about his condition and whether Naruto was alright as well. She looked to be pretty depressed. Tsunade, may I come in? Sakura, who are you? She's beautiful. Naruto, don't worry Sakura, this is Grandma Tsunade, the new Hokage. She's also a great medic ninja. Sasuke'll be alright now. This lady is great at healing people. Naruto popped into the room with Yuki still clinging to him. Sakura, Naruto. That girl, is she? Are they? Sakura shook her thoughts, smiled, and got up to let Tsunade work. While she did, she introduced herself to the girl on Naruto's arms and she did the same, mentioning that she was Naruto's sister. Sakura, sister. That's their relationship. Does that mean that he'll still be after me, trying to get me to be his girlfriend? As she worked her magic, Tsunade noticed that there were fresh flowers on the stand next to the bed. From that she deduced that Sakura must have been visiting every day or so. Sakura watched in amazement as Tsunade used her chakra to heal Sasuke's ailments. Shortly after she was done, Sasuke began to open his eyes. Sakura, oh, Sasuke. Sakura lunged on the bed and began to hug Sasuke tightly, crying her eyes out as she did. You are, isn't that sweet? It makes you want to grab a hold of someone special and never let go. She turned to do just that to Naruto, but as she did Naruto walked away. He turned back one more time as he was leaving and gave faint smile at the image. Hinata, N.A., Naruto. Tsunade, hey, the kid's more sensitive than he appears. They followed him out of the room and to Kakashi's. After healing him, she went to examine Lee. She told Naruto and the girls to go on without her since she could be a while and so they did. Naruto asked Hinata to look after his sister, while he took care of something else. Of course, she agreed to. Not knowing what else to do, she decided to give Yuki a tour of the village and places she frequented. As they were walking around they came across Kiba and Shino in the forest. Kiba was walking his dog, Akamaru, and Shino was collecting bugs. Kiba and Akamaru were wildly flipping about while Akamaru randomly marked the area. Kiba, YAHOOOO. Go Akamaru, dynamic air marking. This time, let's try a TSLE spin. Shino, I've already told you two to knock it off, your actions are ruining my collecting. Besides, there are ladies present. Kiba and Akamaru stopped and sure enough, Shino was right. Kiba, Hinata, you're back, and who's your cute friend? Hinata, this is Yuki, I met her while I was away. Kiba, hey there, I'm Kiba Inuzuka, that's my dog Akamaru, and the weirdo over there collecting bugs is Shino. Shino, I heard that. Kiba, hee hee, anyway, how about a tour of the village? You, the guy with the bugs looks creepy, and the other one looks like he might have fleas, I hope that he's not in heat or something. Fake smile. Hey, that's alright, Hinata is giving me a tour, besides, I belong to Naruto. Kiba, what was that? You, I belong to Naruto Uzumaki and no one else. Kiba, you belong to Naruto. What kind of nonsense is that? I didn't say anything about, wait a minute, are you trying to say that you're his girlfriend? How did a guy like that get a girl like you? You, I'm not his girlfriend, I'm his sister. Kiba, his sister. Well, that makes a little more sense, but how can you be his sister when you're so cute while he looks like a troll? Chuckles. Before he knew it, Kiba was on the ground holding his jewels. Yuki wouldn't take anyone talking about her brother that way. What she didn't know was Naruto and Kiba's history. They usually sped on each other in good fun. It's just how they get along. Kiba, I was just kidding, groans. You, I don't care if you were just joking. I won't stand for that kind of talk about my brother. Ignoring Kiba's cries of agony, Shino offered to accompany the girls on their tour. Not seeming to mind, and sure that her warning to the dog that badmouthed her brother was enough, they were off. Kiba, wait, guys, wait for me, limping after them. Hinata showed Yuki all the places she liked to visit or eat at, then Yuki asked to see Hinata's home. Hesitantly, she complied. When they arrived, they were first greeted by Hanabi. Hanabi, Hinata, sister, you're home. Hanabi ran up excited to see her sister back and gave her a big hug. Hinata, this is my sister, Hanabi, this is Yuki. You, this is your sister. It figures that she's pretty, just like you. You know, since you look very similar. Hinata, pretty, me. I don't. Kiba, you can't give Hinata compliments like that out of nowhere, she doesn't know how to take them. Neji, Hinata, I see you're back. Tenten, welcome back. Neji and Tenten had just come from training and were surprised to see her back. He had scratches and other wounds all over. Hinata, we just got back, how are you doing, Neji? Neji, I'm fine, I've been better though. You, Neji, huh. He's pretty cute, but is he strong? Oh, wait a minute, you must be Hinata's brother. Neji, brother, well, yes, I suppose you could say that. It's how she and her sister refer to me, though technically I'm their cousin, and who might you be? Hinata, I'm sorry, I forgot. You, I'm Yuki, but you can call me you if you like, I'm Naruto's sister. Neji, Naruto's sister. Hiyashi, I was unaware that that boy had any real family. Yuki, technically I'm not his real sister, but we get along so well that we're like brother and sister. Kiba, I figured as much. There was no way you were related to someone so Yuji. Before he could finish his sentence, he was on the ground holding himself for the second time of the day. Hiyashi, ignoring what just happened, speaking of that boy, where is he? Hinata, he said that he had something to take care of. Naruto was in the forest outside the village. He appeared to be looking for something when Naruto, there it is. Kiba, I'm sure that whatever it is, it must be really important, he said in a sarcastic tone. Yuki, do you want me to kick you in your? Kiba, no. Protecting himself. You. Then I suggest you learn your lesson already, you dumb mutt. Everyone, she's Naruto's sister all right. Yuki, Hinata. Hinata, yes. You. Along the way we passed a bathhouse and I was wondering if we could go back to it. Hinata, well, we could, but we have our own private one here. If father doesn't mind, maybe you could use it. Hiyashi, I don't have a problem with that, and I suppose that it would be alright, as long as a lot of people don't use them at once, and none of the others of the clan are making use of them. You. Great, I want to go to one with Hinata. Tenten, sounds like fun. Do you mind if I come along? You, sure, Tenten, you, sure Tenten, the more the merrier, you should come too Hanabi. Hanabi, really? Hinata, you said that you wanted to go why, with me? Why? Hiyashi, all these people, I guess she's making friends, she isn't completely over her shyness but it's a start. You, I really enjoyed it last time, besides, I want to play with you some more, and see which of us is best. Hiyashi, what did she say? Shino, play. Tenten, with her. Hanabi, in the bath. Kiba, best. Hiyashi, did she say that she wanted to play with Hinata, in the bath? Could it be? Thinking the same thing, Kiba couldn't take it, blood began de-sping from his nose. Neji looked at a blushing Kiba and, being pretty much on the same page, realized what he was thinking. Neji, clears tea, how about we get something to eat instead, trying to change the subject, while sporting a blush of his own. Hiyashi, I forbid it. Stuck on Yuki's words. Tsunade had just finished giving Lee a checkup. Guy, so, how is he? Tsunade, it breaks my heart to tell you this but, your body is in bad shape. You may have to stop being a shinobi. Guy, come on Lady Tsunade, what a lame joke, ha ha ha. Tsunade, I wish it were a joke, I don't like the looks of the burn marks that cover most of his body and there are numerous bone fragments lodged within vital parts of your bloodstream, your body has been battered and broken, possibly beyond repair, even if I chose to operate on you, there'd be very little to no chance of you surviving the procedure. Guy, that can't be. Lee, there isn't any hope. Tsunade, I'm the only one able to perform the surgery, but not only will it require a large amount of time, it's also very risky. It wouldn't be wise to risk losing everything on such a low probability of success. Even if it is successful, he'll have to endure extensive rehabilitation. Lee immediately got up, got dressed, and got out. All that was being said was nothing but depressive and it made his future look bleak. He didn't want to hear any more. As he left, Tsunade told Guy to inform every shinobi in the village to come to the hospital for checkups the day after her inauguration as the Hokage. After the invasion, Lee may not be the only one that may make things worse for themselves if they continue. She also told Shizune to tell Hinata to be ready for that day. It would be her first real chance to show what she could do. The group of Yuki, Hinata, Tenten, Shino, Hanabi, Kiba, and Neji for other reasons, were walking throughout the village when they came upon a crowd. At the very same time Team 10 and Sakura and Lee had come upon the same crowd. The crowd was near the entrance gate and the young shinobi could hear words like, amazing, and, incredible, being used. They had to see what all the commotion was so they made their way to where they could get a good look. Ino, I wonder what all the fuss is about. Just then someone shouted, here he comes. Sakura, here he comes. Who? Ino, maybe it's some kind of handsome guy, or maybe it's some handsome, rich guy, or maybe it's some handsome prince, or maybe it's Shikamaru, we get it. An attractive guy. Tenten, you don't think that something like that is gonna happen, do you? Who is that guy? One of the young girls asked. Look at his rippling muscles and how strong he is, another girl mentioned. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. They just had to see this for themselves. What could have everyone so interested? They rushed to the front of the crowd where Tsunade and Shizune already were and Ino, wait a minute. Tenten, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Sakura, is that Hinata, Naruto? Kiba, Naruto. Naruto had one side of his shirt and jacket up, revealing his rippling muscles with the other side down. His sleeveless, left, arm was behind his back all while pushing a small boulder with the other. By the trail on the ground, he had already pushed it around a couple of times by now. Everyone was amazed as he continued pushing the giant stone. As he did, he gave a slight glance over at the ever-growing crowd and went right along. Wow, that was so cool, a girl squealed. Look at him go, that's so amazing, another girl stated. The people that knew Naruto personally were surprised to actually hear such a thing. They couldn't believe it, though they thought it was pretty cool as well. Sakura, what exactly is going on here? Why is Naruto doing this? Kotetsu, earlier he came out of nowhere just pushing that stone. Izumo, when we asked him what he was doing, he said that he was trying to become stronger. Ino, only Naruto would go to such an extreme length to get stronger. Shino, even so, the fact that he's budging it is a true show of his strength, and he's doing it with one arm at that. That's my brother for ya. Hinata, Naruto, I will do my best as well. Tsunade, that boy's a symbol of this village. He's working hard to strive and grow towards his dreams. That's exactly what this village is, strong, prosperous, and perseverant. I will do the best I can. The future of this village is looking bright. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.